Why you should never have students do anything. A case against the most convenient phrase in education. A few years ago, while traveling for work, I sat down alone in a hotel room to get some writing done before dinner. I opened a shared draft of a curriculum book I was co authoring with a colleague. The late sun brightened the room while the air conditioner streamed cold air against the steamy day outside. As I was reading through material that had already been drafted, I noticed a curious phrase. It kept popping up in the text, not once or twice, but several times per page. The repetition started to annoy me. Out of curiosity, I searched the entire document for it, and it was littered throughout the manuscript dozens and dozens of times. I couldn't blame my co author, for I'd used it myself far too often. The phrase is common in education parlance, particularly in curriculum writing and in the way educators talk and write to one another about what students are supposed to do. It's small and common, one you might not notice yourself until, of course, someone points it out to you. I share this with you not just because it's fun to share pet peeves with others, especially grammar and usage pet peeves, but because I'm hoping it will improve the way we write and speak about teaching students with clarity, accuracy, and beauty. I'm hoping you'll join me in using this phrase rarely or never. What's the phrase? Have students. A variant is have kids, but both do the same job. It seems like a pretty harmless phrase, doesn't it? You might encounter it in examples like these. Have students work in pairs. Have students jot their ideas. Have students answer each question. Have students bring their writing to the table. Have students watch the video. Have students turn and talk. Have students solve increasingly difficult problems. Have students turn to page 33. Have students try a new way to revise. Have students look at the board. These sentences drive me nuts. And the habit isn't limited to other people's writing, as I inadvertently use the phrase all the time in my own speech and writing. But it goes beyond my own habits. I was recently bouncing some teaching ideas around with AI, and it spat the following phrase back at me: have students work in a group. I nearly lost it. For the umpteenth time, I told the chat bot to never use the phrase have students or have kids in its replies to me. I told it again to put that directive in its memory. For the umpteenth time, it did. But it keeps spitting out have students, and it still sends me to the moon. To be fair, the verb have is rather versatile, for it can take the place of dozens of other words. Why not use have when it's so flexible, can mean so many things, and everyone understands what you're saying anyway? My counter is this. We should be precise and accurate in our speech and writing. And if we can, we should try to make it beautiful as well. The verb have does not offer enough of that precision and accuracy here, and its redundancy in curriculum writing and teacher-to-teacher talk makes it drab, not beautiful. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the verb have has 102 listed meanings, 4 of which are obsolete. The sense at work here is what's often called the causative have. Have plus person plus bare infinitive. Have students work. Have students jot. Have students answer. In the OED, the relevant sense is have verb 528C1. The definition includes the stronger sense of inducing, prevailing upon, or compelling someone to do something, and also the weakened sense of causing or setting someone to do something. In other words, have students work in pairs is grammatically sound. It means something like direct students to work in pairs, ask students to work in pairs, arrange for students to work in pairs, or set students to work in pairs. And that's exactly the problem. The verb is so flexible that it becomes a shorthand patch, taking accuracy and art out of the sentence. There's another small reason it bothers me, although I wouldn't want to overstate it. In the sentence, have students work in pairs, the students are the object of have, even though they are the ones doing the work. The sentence's energy sits with the person giving the direction. Of course, teachers give directions, that's part of teaching. But when the phrase appears again and again, the words can begin to make students sound less like people engaged in work and more like people being moved through a set of steps. What makes writing particularly beautiful, clear, and useful is the use of precise words that are varied and accurate for the specific task or job the sentence is trying to name. Using a catch-all verb for every instructional move dilutes the writing, dulls the message, and, dare I say it, deadens the soul. So, what words can we use instead? Well, it depends on what you're trying to get students to do and the manner in which you'd like them to do it. If it's something students must do, then perhaps you tell, direct, require, or assign students to do it. If it's something that isn't necessary but you'd like students to do, then you could invite, ask, or encourage students to do it. If the task is something you want students to see the worth of doing, you might rally, challenge, guide, or nudge students toward it. These are only a small fraction of the accurate, precise, vivid, and beautiful verbs available when we write about what students are to do. So here's my small challenge. Search your next lesson plan, slide deck, unit, or curriculum document for the phrase, have students. Listen for it too, the next time educators talk through what students are supposed to do. You don't need to delete it every time, but pause over it. Ask what you actually mean. Are you directing, inviting, assigning, encouraging, challenging, guiding? The answer will almost always give you a better verb and often a better sentence. And it will give every teacher hearing or reading your words a clearer picture of the work students are actually meant to do.